Hold on, this is one of them videos I gotta lock the door or I'll be nervous the entire time. What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new reaction, and today we are watching 10 UK killers who still haven't been caught. I'm making this video for you guys, the people of the UK. Watch your back, alright? Stay on high alert, alright? Because they're killers. And they still ain't been caught, so I'm worried for you. So we're about to get into it. Go to the channel, hit the subscribe button, drop a like for more reactions like this. I don't know how many UK killers videos are out there on YouTube, but I'm sure there's a couple. We could watch them. Also, if you haven't heard already, the P.O. box is officially back, so if you want to send anything to be opened here on the channel, send it to this address right here. It's been open for like a week and a half. I still haven't gotten anything yet, but as soon as I get enough stuff to actually make a video out of it, y'all will see the first P.O. box video back. I'm super excited, so if y'all want to send anything, send it to this address right here. But other than that, let's get into it.
Within the past few minutes, police have confirmed that the BBC television presenter Jill Dando has been stabbed to death outside her West London home.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK.
Oh
and
my
today
gosh.
We're examining our picks for the 10 UK killers who still haven't been caught.
I'm already
Any person
scared,
who
bro.
was on that train that day, we would like to contact us.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the infamous slayings in British history that still haven't found the person responsible, leaving the mystery perpetrator living freely somewhere in the world.
Wow.
George Murdoch's killer. Born and raised in Aberdeen, 58-year-old taxi driver George Murdoch was working the late shift in September 1983. He soon picked up a man in his 20s who wanted to go to the city's outskirts. However, after nearly reaching the destination, Murdoch stopped the taxi, and his fare launched into an attack. The two fell out of the car as Murdoch was being strangled with a cheese wire. While two boys called the police, they didn't arrive in time to save the taxi driver. The unknown man stole Murdoch's money and fare before leaving the scene. Over the years, there have been numerous leads, but nothing concrete.
And we're the last generation that knew my uncle. When we go, if it's not solved, there isn't anybody else.
In 2022.
See, I think that's the worst part about it not going unsolved is there's no closure for the family. You know, like they just lost somebody that they loved and they don't know who did it, and whoever that person is could be out there living their best life and they don't deserve to be, you know? So that's like the worst part. And it sucks because like nowadays taxis got like 6 different cameras in them, and like Ubers and stuff, you're always being recorded. But back then, what was it, 83? I don't think there was really cameras and stuff, especially in taxis. So man, that sucks.
A reward of £20,000 was offered to find the person responsible.
Wow.
Billy Joe Jenkins' killer. In February 1997, 13-year-old Billy Joe Jenkins was painting the patio doors at her foster family's house in Hampshire. When foster father Sean Jenkins returned from the DIY shop after 10 minutes, he found Jenkins had been fatally attacked with a tent peg. Soon after, Sean was the prime suspect. Allegations about his physical abuse towards his then wife and to Jenkins came out. In 1999, he was sentenced for slaying his foster daughter. However, since the original trial missed key evidence, a retrial took place in 2005. Followed by a second when a majority couldn't be reached by the jury. With the second having the same outcome in 2006, Sean was acquitted, leaving Jenkins without justice as the person responsible is still out there. Adam's killer.
Whoa, that's crazy. He went to prison for it, and then they just ended up, it just all falling apart, and now he's free? If y'all know, whoever's out there watching this knows more about that case, let me know down in the comments. Do you think it was him? We might have to watch a video on it or something, because that's kind of interesting. Especially if like he was like aggressive towards her already and like his wife. Ooh, I don't know. Y'all let me know.
In September 2001, a horrifying scene was uncovered when the remains of a body were found in the River Thames in London. Given the name Adam by the police, they found out he was between 4 to 8 years of age and originally from Nigeria before being trafficked into the UK.
Oh my, bro, that's a baby, bruh. Oh my gosh. Oh my, that's terrible.
He was a victim of some form of ritual. Looking for leads, the cops went to South Africa and had Nelson Mandela make a televised plea to the continent looking for answers.
Oh my goodness.
Police also went to Nigeria to find Adam's family. There have been some leads over the years, but nothing substantial to find out Adam's true identity or locate the criminals responsible.
Wow.
Deborah Lindsley's killer. In March 1988, Deborah Lindsley took the train from Petswood Station to London Victoria. When it arrived, a railway porter discovered a grisly scene in one of the carriages. Lindsley had been attacked with a knife and fought back, causing the attacker's DNA to also be in the carriage. However, with no means to escape as the compartment had no corridor, she soon fell.
Any person who was on that train that day, we would like to contact us.
While there were several people of interest, it didn't lead to a conviction. In 2002,
Wow.
the case was reopened as the DNA could now be tested in the database. However, there were no matches. In 2013, a reward of £20,000 was issued by the police, but to date, no substantial leads have developed.
Bro, that's... You would think there'd be some way to find out who did it. Because, for one, it was a stabbing and DNA was everywhere. And two, it was on a train. So, like, she had to have been screaming at least a little bit and maybe one person heard. And, like, how does the person that done it escape? You're on a train. Like there's only so many places you can go. Wow, that's crazy.
Eve Stratford and Lynn Whedon's killer. In March 1975, the body of 21-year-old Playboy bunny and model Eve Stratford was found by her partner in their Leighton flat. She had been viciously attacked less than an hour before her boyfriend returned. Stratford had been getting intrusive phone calls from an unknown person in the days leading up to the fateful event.
Oh gosh.
In September 1975, 16-year-old student Lynn Whedon was attacked as she walked home one night in Hounslow. She was assaulted and found alive the next morning. Sadly, Whedon passed away in the hospital a week later.
Oh my gosh.
Originally unconnected slayings, in 2006, new DNA technology showed both women had the same attacker. In 2015, the police issued a £40,000 reward for information leading to the capture of the perpetrator.
If
Wow.
someone has that name or suspicion, then we would encourage them to make the call.
Susie Lamplu.
So, like, he's not just a killer. I guess 2 victims wouldn't make it a serial killer, right? Like, he's done it more than one.
In July 1986, according to her diary, 25-year-old estate agent Susie Lamplu was showing Mr. Kipper a house in Fulham. However, soon after, she vanished and hasn't been seen since. In 1993, Lamplu was declared legally deceased. With several leads in what happened, the police had one suspect, John Cannon.
He looked like somebody that would do it. Look at him.
Convicted for the slaying of Shirley Banks and other offences in 1989, the police didn't have enough evidence to formally charge him with Lamplu's passing, even though Lamplu's DNA was found in a car that he owned in '86. But in an unprecedented move, the police have publicly stated their belief that Cannon is responsible.
Well,
Yet,
yeah.
if they're wrong, they've spent all these years allowing the possible real culprit to be free. Alistair
Like, did they know each other? How is it possible for her DNA to be in one of his cars if he didn't do it? Like, unless, like, they knew each other and, like, maybe they hung out before, then okay, maybe. But, come on, bro. Come on. What the heck?
Wilson's killer. In November 2004, 30-year-old bank manager Alistair Wilson was called to his front door in Nen by his wife Veronica Wilson. A man in a baseball cap was there, asking to speak with Wilson. After being given an empty envelope with Paul written on it, a bewildered Wilson went to see Veronica about it before returning to the door. He was then shot 3 times, and the unknown assailant disappeared, taking the envelope with him.
Wow.
Wilson later passed away in hospital. After a search by the police, the firearm used, a rare 1920s Heinl-Schmeiser from Germany, was located nearby.
What the
but
heck?
it had unusable DNA. In 2022, the police claimed a planning proposal that Wilson rejected was the motive behind his slaying. Daniel Morgan's killer.
Wow. If I don't know there's people coming to my house and it's past 8 o'clock and somebody knocks on my door, I'm not answering it. No, go the hell away. Come back tomorrow morning or something. Like,
1987, 37-year-old private investigator Daniel Morgan met with his business partner Jonathan Rees in a pub in Sydenham. Later, Morgan's body was found in the car park after being attacked with a hatchet. While his watch and some notes he'd made were taken, Morgan's wallet and cash were left. Assigned to the case was Detective Sid Fillery, who secretly began unofficially working with Reese's company. In 2011, a trial against Reese, Fillery and others suspected to be involved collapsed when evidence by informants was thrown out. In 2021, the Metropolitan Police was slated as institutionally corrupt by an inquiry over its peculiar handling of Morgan's case, and possibly never giving Morgan's family the justice they deserve.
Wow.
And I want to again apologise to the family at this point for our failure to bring those responsible to justice.
So that one was like low-key just like sloppy like police work. Like it's just everything started falling through. The informant's information had to be thrown out. Like that was just like bad police work on that one.
Dando's killer.
Within the past few minutes, police have confirmed that the BBC television presenter Jill Dando has been stabbed to death outside her West London.
Oh my gosh.
In April 1999, the UK was shocked when 37-year-old TV presenter Jill Dando was fatally shot on the doorstep of her Fulham home.
Wow.
With intense
I've seen that lady
pressure,
before.
The Met Police tracked down a suspect in Barry George, who had a history of disturbing behaviour. In 2001, he was convicted and sent to prison for life.
He always maintained his innocence. The police always believed he was the killer.
However, after 2 unsuccessful appeals, a retrial took place after questions about the reliability of the evidence, including the forensic work that found powder residue a year later in George's clothing. In the end, he was acquitted in 2008. Since then, there have been numerous theories, including that a professional assassin was responsible. However, no one else has been charged with the slaying of Dando.
That's crazy. Imagine, like, if he really didn't do it, he just spent 8 years of his life in prison for something he didn't do. And there's a lot of people, like, out there that are in prison right now that literally didn't do it and, like, spending the rest of their life in there because they didn't do it. Like, that is so crazy to think about. Like, I can't even imagine.
20 years on now, so it's the odds are against it, but I live in hope.
Wow.
Jack the Ripper. From August to November 1888.
Okay, I don't think old Jack's still running around the UK today, but I don't know. He could be a vampire or something.
Notorious Jack the Ripper officially slew 5 women around Whitechapel. However, there are beliefs that he was responsible for more victims until 1891. Using the infamous moniker in letters to the police, the assumed perpetrator mocked the cops' lack of progress in the investigation, as did the public and media. It's believed Jack only stopped due to being locked up for something else or passing away. Many people have been theorized to be Jack, such as Polish barber Aaron Kosminski, who was institutionalized in 1891 after threatening his sister, and Montague Druitt, a former barista and schoolteacher who seemingly took his own life in December 1888.
Huh. Crazy world we live in. It really is. And the worst part, like half of those probably would have got solved if they happened like today. Because of the technology and the cameras and the Ring doorbells and stuff we got. Like most of those were like on our front porch, in a car park, in a taxi. Like a lot of them wouldn't have got away with it if it was today. But the thing is, it wasn't today. It was back then, or maybe they didn't have it or whatever. That's crazy, bro. It is. That some of those guys could still be out there. But alright guys, that is going to do it for today's reaction. Y'all let me know, do y'all want to see more reactions like this? Let me know by hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go out today, spread love, spread kindness, do something nice to somebody today. Be careful. Don't be answering your door to people at midnight without knowing who it is. Alright? Be careful. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. JT Rex, and I'm out. Peace.